Hello and welcome to another episode of Cyrils Brettspiele in a nutshell edition. My name is Nils and today the Crow Fire It Up Upper Deck Entertainment. Yeah, this will be a slightly different, not significant different than other in a nutshell episodes. So I already have it on the table and I already played a little bit through it for you. Honestly, I wanted to make a walkthrough first, but now I decided instead of bringing it to the German audience, simply because I think it's not available in Germany, I do it for the English audience. However, let's take a look what's in the box. And first of all, you have this double-sided city tiles here. You have 4 of them. They are double-sided, slightly different, but always the graveyard is on here, like on here as well. And you have these circles here, which simply means on one, and here's another one too, there are random buildings going on. Buildings are indicated here with this little tokens here. So you have the graveyard, and in this case, a loft and Maxi Docks. These are the locations that I picked randomly for this tile here. These usually have double-sided signs here. So loft is this, has a health point of 3 or burning symbols of 3, and the other side means it already burns, so then the location is burning, and that means it's destroyed. You also have this standees here with all the characters from the game here. As you see, here is the T-Bird, the Motor City Gang action with some guys, Funboy, T-Bird, Skank and Tintin. They all have their own standees and their own card. These cards have some different stats like moving, fire it up or lit it up, attacking and defending, and they also have a special ability. As long as they are living, they are this side. When they are dead, flip them over. As you can see now, he is dead, and therefore the ability dies. So usually Funboy gives each other street demon a +1 on defense. If he is dead, then this. That is, by the way, the reason why you have this 2+ here. The plus is always coming from the other gang members. You have also 2 lieutenants in here. This is Mykar. She gives a bonus as well. And you also have Grunge here. Then you have 2 bosses. This is Top Dollar. That is a real boss. And Gideon, he is, well, he's so-so. So Gideon is lazy and is starting in his pawn shop. These are location cards here. I'll show you that in a minute. And Gideon is in there, and he has to be woken up by the good guys. And then he has to die at some point as well. However, Top Dollar is the leader of the gang, so the super boss, and he has to be dying twice. So he's starting fresh, has better stats, and when he's wounded, you flip him over. These boards are for both characters, for the Motor City Gang and also for the Crow. Both are out of cardboard, and the actions are listed on here. And this little helper cheat here tells you what the symbols are on the dice. Speaking about dice, you have 10 customized 6-sided dice. They have the symbols on here. All the symbols are indicated and explained on this little cheat sheet I showed you. You have 5 dice for the good and 5 dice for the bad size, red and black dice. You also have a couple of lit up tokens. You also have a time bomb. You also have plot cards here. That's one time use good bonus cards. You have a pile of objective cards, which simply means your objective for the bad guys. You have fire or burning tokens here, and the good guys have a bunch of locations here. So as you can see, these locations, they are giving the good guys bonuses. Once they are burning, then you flip them over and the bonus is away. In this case, for an example, the fire station has a good bonus here, but once the fire station is burning, flip them over and you lose this ability. You have plot cards as well, good plot cards as well. You have a cheat sheet for your dice as well. You have health points, these little hearts here. You have a bucket list of who you want to kill in which order, and you have 4 characters as well. That's how it works, that's what you have, and now let's talk about how the game flow is and how the game works. The game alternates between bad boys, so the Motor City gang, and the good guys, the Crow Gang. Let's call them the Crow Gang for a second. So the Motor City guys, each single character here, each single standee of the bad guys, it will start in your hand. Let's assume all of them would be on the game table. Then you have the 6 characters, and when you use one of them, you take them, place them down on the table, and take 2 actions. One action can be, for an example, running around and moving. When you move, you always move. Let's take one of them here. You always move a street. So from here you can go over here or here with 1 movement point until you get to a building. That would be 1 and that would be 2. So from here to here is just 1 movement. If you have up to 3 movement, you can also end up here. However, 1, 2, 3 would be here as well. So as you can see here, top dollar, for an example, could move 1 and 2 or 1, 2 and 3. You can move a lot around the board. You can move fast if you want to say so. That is one action. The other action is generally either attacking a good guy. Good guys are always white, so if you're adjacent to someone, even if you're adjacent means diagonally, then you can attack him, or you can try to set a building on fire. If you're here, simply try to set him on fire. For that, you roll the dice and see what the outcome is. For set something on fire, you wanted to have the fire symbol on your die. For each fire symbol, you get a burn token on it, and once you reach the maximum, here in this case 4 fire tokens, then the building is on fire and it burns and is destroyed. If you attack someone, it's a little bit different. You roll the dice again according to your attack value. For an example, top dollar has an attack value of 4, even if he's wounded. If he's full healthy, he has 5. So you simply roll your 5 dice. And for each pair of symbols, like in this case here, I have this wheel twice. That is 1 possible hit. Possible? Why possible? Now the defender rolls his die. Let's assume it would be 3. And if I am rolling a wheel as well, now it's time to find a wheel here, then I cancel this hit. If not, this is a hit. If I'm hitting someone, then I get a special ability from this wheel as well. Here, destroy the man. I can have also, obviously, with 4 dice, for an example here, in this case, where is it? Up to 2 hits, simply because there are the option of 2 pairs. That's what you're doing. Each single bad guy takes an action, then the good guys taking an action. Good guys are a little bit different. They are a team. Usually you have 4 actions. Sometimes you can get up to 5. When Gideon is on the street, when you wake him up here from the pawn shop, he's running around like a chicken, and then you have an additional action. However, he's trying to wake up top dollar, which you don't want. Anyway, and then you have 5 actions. The moving for the good guys is a little bit different. You have either the crow, he is a bird, obviously, and he can fly in one line completely as far as they want, up to here, for an example. Or you have here Draven, and he can jump from roof to roof. 1, 2, 3. So he jumps over streets, and each street he's crossing is 1 movement, and he can move up to 3. Or he simply can teleport from one roof to another if this young lady Sarah is adjacent. So he can jump to any of the adjacent roofs. And his goal is simply to fulfill his bucket list of who he wants to kill, but he has to kill the bad guys in a particular order. The order, you simply take this token and shuffle them. So that's in a nutshell the rules. I know that was a little bit more than in a nutshell. Then you have this plot card, and the plot cards are one-shots only, and so on. I know that was a little bit more than in a nutshell. However, this has a little bit of these little thingies. Let's now, like always in a nutshell, talk about my personal experiences and what I figured out during my play rounds. First of all, I have to mention, I'm not the world's greatest fan of the movie The Crow. However, I have to say, I really like the theme here, the dark theme. The movie, if I remember correct, was really dark. It was also like a little bit of a threatening atmosphere, or like this old Batman, or this really dark gothic movies, not this shiny fancy Superman. It was more like a Gotham City style or Sin City style. So in this style, in this atmosphere you are playing, and it makes sense that the bad guys trying to set the whole city on fire, they wanted to lit up the whole city, which makes sense. They think already the Crow is dead. Erik is already dead, so they don't know exactly that Erik is there. Therefore, Erik cannot really die in the first part of the game. Later on, when Top Dollar shows up, he can die. And all of that makes thematically completely sense. It feels good. It also feels good and makes sense that Erik or the Crow are on the roof, so they are the vendettas coming to knock all the bad guys down, and they are running on the streets, and they are usually very fearless and trying to kill someone, except they are finding a dead body like these tokens here. Then what's going on there? Why my friend anyway. So it's also cool that you try to burn these buildings down. And when you burn a fire station, for an example, it makes sense that you cannot use the benefits of that anymore. There's a lot of thematically correct, cool stuff in it. Also, I like the dice. The dice are really cool. This customized dice, I like them. I also like that the characters of the band giving each other some benefits. I like all of that. And from the mechanics, it makes sense that the good guys have. So Erik has a bucket list of who wants to kill, who has to kill first. Otherwise, the bad guys knows exactly the order. It also makes sense that there are objective cards for a secret objective for the bad guys in. Otherwise, Erik would know exactly what will happen. However, I have to say, when you play it, or at least when I played it a couple of times, it was always like, moving around and trying to kill someone. It can happen easily that you are in the same neighborhood here, whereas the Crow is here, Erik is here, and when this building would be surrounded here, this building for an example, let's do it like this. Erik is on here, the Crow is here, surrounded by bad guys. So he's on there, on the roof, and now he's on one turn with all his attacks, trying to attack, and roll. If he attacks and hits, roll the defense. Oh dang, nothing happened. Then you roll again. So he's simply spending all his 4 actions and trying to attack this guy. That's what he is doing. The bad guys, on the other hand, doing exactly the same. They are running around the city, surrounding a building here, and when they surround a building, oh, that is a good guy. Anyway, when they surround a building, they try to lit this building, so they try to set up fires until they did. So, and sometimes it's really frustrating. You have 5 dice, and three rolls, and you never roll a burning symbol. Wow. But on the other hand, it could also happen that you're right next to the fire station, and the fire station has 4 health points, which is a lot. The other building is a church with 4, and one roll, boom, lit up the church or the fire station. So it boils down to exactly one thing: attacking with Erik, bad guys, when you're adjacent to your person on the bucket list, or trying to burn down, and also rolling dice. It always boils down to rolling dice for attacking and defending. That's exactly what you're doing. You're trying to move your next victim or your next building you wanted to burn down, and then roll. Job done. Sounds not super positive, or? But I have to say, it's best with 2 players, good with 3 players, and very bad with 4 or more players. One player is always the Erik side, the others sharing the bad guys, and if 3 or more people sharing the bad guys, that's not good. Anyway, it only takes usually 35 minutes to 45 minutes to play the game, and that is on the other side very good. You have a very thematic, movie-driven game here with The Crow, Fire It Up, that has a lot of appealing to the people who really loved and liked the movie The Crow, and you're really feeling into this dark city and the gothic thing here, and when you play it, it feels like. But from the mechanics, if you're just looking on the mechanics and strip out the whole theme, it's just a move and try to burn something down game, or try to attack, and then it comes really down to the luck of the dice roll. Yeah, I think if you really like the movie The Crow, you definitely should try it if it appeals to you, this complete theme, and if you like it. If not, then you might be interested in it, because it's a team game, so one team versus the other team, and you might like that, especially for a 2-player game that is not a card game. Other than that, if you really are a Eurogamer and looking for cool Euro games, this might not be the right game for you. That was my point of view of The Crow, Fire It Up from Upper Deck Entertainment. My name is Nils, Cyrils Brettspiele, and this was another In a Nutshell edition. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time when it is another In a Nutshell. Bye bye.